Good afternoon. Well, good morning. Actually, it's here almost on noon here in the Eastern Time Zone. I'm in Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm Nate Manahan, and I am talking with the two people that make your office, our office run. Two of our best trainers and relationship managers, Mike and Jenny. Let's bring them up. I'll go to Jenny first. Jenny, you are sporting a new polo, Paprotech polo.
Yes,
Um,
Paypro Tech,
we actually
like
have,
very
and I know if you are I sent several out just this in the last week, but if you are women, and we've had a lot of requests, and maybe I've missed some, and you would like one, email me. I will get them out to you. It takes me a little while because I'm not very good at shipping, but I do get them, and
right.
they're nice Nike polos, correct, Jenny?
Absolutely. They're actually really cool and it's perfect for a summer day and they're pretty snazzy. I've gotten a lot of compliments like, "Hey, I like your shirt." I'm like, "Yeah, Paypro Tech."
There we
Very
go.
cool.
So, and then Mike, no new polos for you right now, but we've got some other merch for you and some other Paprotech merch, and we're working on some new boxes and all that stuff. We're not a merch company. We don't hide to be. We just every once in a while we'll have some and try to give as much out of it as we can. But
I
Mike,
know you're working on it, man.
so
I trust.
but how are things? You're going on vacation. Well, this
I am.
afternoon. I'm
In a
taking
half
next
hour.
week vacation, or tomorrow and through next Friday as vacation. You ready for some vacation?
Yeah, I'm excited. My brother's coming here. In fact, I'm gonna get in the car when I'm finished and go get him at O'Hare. He and his daughter and her boyfriend, and we're gonna cram some people in the house this weekend for his 50th birthday on Saturday. My other kids are, yeah, lots of family coming, lots of fun, swimming. It's gonna be 90, high 80s all week, so we're ready to have a blast.
Well, let's start with a topic. Speaking of blast, one of the things I was thinking about, that was suggested topics, and we're going to talk about today is how to get merchant cash advance, how to get those MCAs. We often refer to them. Our strategic partner is a company called Cash Buoy, but I just saw one a couple of months, like the beginning of June, a general store that had gotten permission to sell fireworks, needed to be able to buy the fireworks in order to sell them at huge margins, and they needed a little capital and cash to do that. They took out, I think, a $15,000 MCA, pay it off in 6 weeks, get all that in, and they're going to be, come July 8th, made whole multiple times over because they were able to get the cash they needed to buy that inventory. And they were able to do it not through their bank because they weren't going to get improved, but through an MCA. But I'm going to say this. I'm going to come to Mike first because I know I've actually met with you with Cash Buoy and their senior leaders, Brian and Sean there. There's a lot of bad reputation out there in the MCA world. What would you say as a person? I don't want to do MCAs because, man, all those guys are slimy. I don't want to touch them. I don't want to introduce my merchant to them. I don't trust them helping me. And what sets Cash Buoy as a partner apart in this industry?
Nate, that is a great question. And that's one of the first things I like to share with people is, you know what, uh, you and I and a lot of our team have met with these guys. We've socialized with these guys, and we've been doing business with them for 8 years in the credit card processing and MCA world. That's like a century in our life, in our world. So when we say that we've been part of conversations with them, Nate, you brought up something before we went on, to say that, hey, you know what, you're qualified for a bank loan. Go to the bank. Or hey, if I advance you this money, it's not going to help you, so we're going to pass. I can't allow my company to do this and put you in that position. So there's a lot of decisions that are not made about money. It's about the customer. And so when you're dealing with Cash Buoy, it's also very simple. You submit a lead through your agent ID that you get, especially with them. They will customize a website for that merchant to go to that's branded with your business. You don't even have to chase down the statements. They just give permission to Cash Buoy to look at their last 3 months bank statements, and they do that through a certain database. They make very quick decisions, and then they have an underwriting call with the merchant. And if all goes well, you're funded very quickly, and you make 10% of whatever that advance is. Again, one of those meetings that we've had over the years was to say, you know what, we make 10% with Cash Buoy. We're going to give that all to the agent. Our value with Cash Buoy is keeping that merchant longer. The same for you. You know what? A renewal, you may not even know it happens and you're going to get 7% of that. So we're talking about a profitable situation where you're literally helping a merchant. Nate gave an example before we got on. We've seen our own merchants here in Warsaw do it. They open up a new restaurant. They take a merchant cash advance from this existing restaurant to buy furniture for the new restaurant. They're up and going. They pay it back over those few months, and boom, they've got a restaurant that's up and operating. So I may have answered more than you were looking for, and if I did, I apologize. But it's that simple, and these guys will tell you if they're not getting money from you, they're getting it from somebody else. And so one of the things that we haven't talked much about, and maybe you want to move on to that subject, Nate, is that it's okay to have this discussion with merchants. I think a lot of people are sensitive about that.
It is totally okay. It's something that they expect as you build that relationship. Some people lead with this conversation. I think it's part of the value add to the conversation as a consultant saying, hey, not only am I going to help you, save as much as you can on credit card processing, give you the best solution, get you in an edge account, get you the best POS, but also I'm going to help you figure out how to pay for it. But there's still, I think a lot of, we've just seen it. We always look at our portfolio and go, man, a lot of our partners are not doing this. Jenny, do you have any idea why that is? Is that I didn't ask you this, Tissim, so I'm kind of throwing you out to here. What do you think holds our partners back? Is it just because they don't want to have that conversation because of past experiences? What do you think holds them back from taking that next step and making this part of their portfolio and really help as a value add to their merchants?
Yeah, I think absolutely a big part of it is being a bit hesitant to have that conversation. Like, how do you even approach it? And then the second piece is I think it's often maybe overlooked a little bit because we really are. I mean, our main jam is credit card services, right? So that's really where you're trying to get the ticket in. But also these cash advances, they can really help with like the longevity and the projecting of this business, right? So if back to kind of what Mike was saying, if you see a need there, if the merchant just even says like, hey, I need to make this big purchase for some supplies or some equipment and I don't know how, or maybe even with our POS systems, like you want to offer them Paradise or something along those lines, but those are a little bit more expensive. You can say, well, I have a program that can assist with that. So really just kind of thinking outside the box and where to fit that into the conversation is really a good piece, right? Like it doesn't have to be, hey, like, how can I get you money? It's really like, okay, I see you have this need and let me help you so you can be successful.
I think it's setting yourself up as the expert to helping them find the right relationship. You're not doing the MCA, though I know some of our partners, and that's one of the issues, not issues, but one of the things that's happened sometimes is our partners have another relationship, and that's fine. Certainly go with those you trust and work with. But also, when you present options to the merchant, you're setting yourself up and saying, look, I'm going to connect you to the right businesses, to the right help at any time, and helping them say, hey, do you need a loan? I have a great relationship with this local bank. Do you need a MCA? Cash Buoy is a great partner. Do you need a POS? Look, we're going to go through the POS pros and help, and just continues to add that value. You aren't just simply coming in and saying, I'm going to save you money on credit cards. I'm going to set myself apart. Mike, what are some of the things that you've seen that have maybe been hurdles when some people have tried to get into MCAs and maybe they've stumbled or maybe people haven't been approved? What are things they can do to be proactive to make sure their merchants are approved and everything goes smoothly?
Well, I think first of all is being ready and being able to provide those three checking statements. I'm sorry. Yeah,
Processing statements. Yep.
Sorry,
Statements
I don't know
ready.
how that happened.
Yep.
Just being prepared for that, and then, when there is an underwriting call, let let's be honest. Let's when they ask questions, let's discuss exactly what the facts are, because there are times I think when people exaggerate or aren't altogether truthful, and the truth will come out in the end. And so let's just be honest and share your story. These guys, as the leaders of this company, have an influence on the underwriting decision. So when you sit down in a situation like this and you explain your exact situation to somebody, there are times when there can be some flexibility or some patience or some grace, if you will.
What do you think is the easiest process for getting involved? How do you, Jenny, as a partner comes and says, hey, I want to represent Cash Buoy, I want to connect with Cash Buoy, what are the things they need to do to be able to present MCA as an option? And what are the things that Cash Buoy does on their behalf to help them do that?
Well, first is setting up that relationship, right? So we actually make that introduction. So you have that connection with Cash Buoy. And then you can start the process. Okay, what do they need? What is the model? How much money do they need? And what is the amount that they can repay back? And looking at the whole big picture. So Cash Buoy, from there, creating that relationship. Thank you, Nate. I was just going
Yeah.
to go there. Um, so we have a lot of contacts. You can absolutely rely on relationship managers or partners at payprotect.com, and we can make this connection. But you can definitely, once you reach out to them, you actually have that really great relationship. You can call them anytime, and then you get the application going, and then they connect on top of the merchant ID number that we already have processing with us. So it really is a simple process once you have those relationships and those connections and those expectations set.
And they will set up a personal application link that's just to you. So you get credit for it and it's tied to you, but it'll look exactly like what I was just showing here a second. It'll look just like this, but it'll be tied to your agent ID. So they know that you're with him, that you're with PayProtect. So you get that 10% compensation. Mike, it really is that simple. And now it's really, those decisions can come really fast, can't they?
Yeah. Again, when you're automatically saying, okay, here's the data you need from me, Mr. Cash Buoy, we can talk on the phone today. And I don't think it's unheard of to be funded in 24 to at the most 72 hours potentially. And that's where, again, part of it is the world we live in now and the technology we have, and part of it is these guys want to move. This is what they do for a living. So, yeah, it's unbelievable, and I think it's Jenny alluded to is that this can be part of a bigger plan. And the examples that I used, and this is this is as you said before the show, Nate. This is not inexpensive money, but this uh, is designed for folks that can't go to the bank and get a loan. And that happens to a lot of our merchants because of the business they're in, whether it's a restaurant that makes is here to help you. It's a very short term solution. It may get you a brand new reach in cooler. It may get you a brand new meat slicer. It may get you some furniture, whatever it is your business needs, and very quickly. And then you pay this back over a handful of months, small percentage at a time. We never deduct, they never deduct payments on weekends. So it's 5 times a week you're paying this small percentage. So it's definitely worth sharing, team, because um, somebody else is going to otherwise. And, it can be as simple as, do you need any working capital to do anything here in your XYZ store? Well, because again, they may not be able to get that at the bank, so the bank's not pounding down the door to offer them that, and they think, well, maybe I can't get any help, so I'm just going to struggle through. But now you can get help. Anyway, yeah, it is a really cool process and really simple.
Well, as we close out today, I'm going to next week, or well, in 2 weeks, we're going to be talking specifically about how you can make vacation. I was going to do it a little bit today, but I think we're right in going to hit right about that 15-minute mark, which is always my goal. How you can make vacations help you grow your business, your vacation, your business's vacation. The vacations of Jenny and Mike's vacations can help you grow your business if you handle it correctly. We're going to talk about that. But what have I missed about Cash Buoy, Jenny or Mike? Is there something that I didn't ask that you think is important to the process and to helping our partners understand how they can grow through using Cash Buoy as one of their opportunities? Jenny, Mike?
I was just going to say, go ahead and just keep it in the back of your mind. Like Nate was saying as well, be that relationship where you can offer these additional add ons, additional to the credit card services in order to help really make these businesses successful and make you successful as a sales partner. So, really just don't be hesitant towards it. Put it in your box, use it as needed for sure.
Like it a lot. Mike, anything else?
No, she took all the answers. I'm
All
just kidding.
right.
We were pretty thorough.
I think we were good. All right, on that, we are going to head off to a great vacation for some of us. Hope you have a wonderful 4th of July. If you're watching this before the 4th of July, if you're watching it after it, hope you had a wonderful 4th of July 2022. On behalf of Mike, Jenny, I'm Nate. Thank you guys very much. Happy 4th of July, and we'll see you guys next time on Office Hours.
Goodbye.